Hey everyone, how you doing? This is Amon Green, Green Bay Packers all-time leading rusher, and you're watching Packers Total Access Live, your daily source for Packer content. Go Pack, go!
What's up, guys? Welcome into the PTA postgame show. My name is Clayton. You can check us out on packernet.com. Find me on Twitter at Packers_access. You can email us, PackersTotalAccess@gmail.com. You can text us, 865-658-5824. Join alongside Tim in Green Bay, Wisconsin. We got Emilio in Tennessee here to talk about this huge Packers win over the New Orleans Saints at Lambeau Field as the Packers come away victorious 35-0 and officially stamping their ticket into the NFL playoffs. We're going to dive into all the stats. We're going to talk about this belt to ass right here that Matt LaFleur laid on the Saints. And there's the victory sombrero. Oh, got the Santa hat on too. That's what I'm talking about, man. Tell you what else I'm digging, boys. All right, boys, this was a fun one, man. He got out of hand quick. I don't think at any point in that game did you feel like, I don't know about this one. I mean, it was 2 minutes into the game. Packers had everything under control. A lot of fun to see, Jordan. I think he finished the day 16 of 28, 182 yards, 1 touchdown, no interceptions. His accuracy was off a touch, and still to have the team dominate the way they did was just unbelievable, man. It's nice to know that you got a running game like that. Last I checked, too, we had 9 different ball carriers in this game. Not receivers. People who ran the football. Green Bay Packer human beings that ran the football tonight. 9 different carriers. I've never seen that before in this time that I've been watching football. But let's go around the horn here with it. Tim, you got the floor, sir. How are we feeling about this win, man?
Feeling good. Feeling great. How are you? We'll take the dub. Shout out to Alex Kemp. Nice work tonight, man. Nice work. Way to stay the hell out of the game. Nicely done. I love it. You know what? They did exactly what we thought they would do, right? Relatively mistake-free football, ran the damn ball, played fundamentally sound, got out of there with a win. I guess the biggest takeaway for me is I hope Scoot's okay. That's about all I'm thinking about right now.
Same here, man, for sure. CJM with the super chat. Thank you, buddy. He says, Clayton, you mentioned the bet again with me, but I'm here to say I have no idea what bet you're referring to. I think that bet is with Chris N. It is, CJ, and I apologize, sir. Unless you
CJN over there giving you the halfly stare.
CJN's been catching strays for 2 days now on this.
I'm trying to just sign everybody up for that bet, man. So thank you for the super chat, CJ, and I'll send it back to you if you want that money back. I know you just wanted to make sure we seen that. Hey, bro, I ain't buying you no donuts. All right. Biz 1987 with the super chat. Appreciate you, buddy. 5 Saints sacks, 3 Rattler touchdowns. Nope. I think we got the screen grab here, Tim. We'll keep an eye out tonight, guys. Look for Raider Young in the chat. I don't know if he'll have time to come through. My man will probably be a little covered up, I would imagine, but he was in the pregame show in here running that mouth. So, Biz, thank you for the super chat, bud. We appreciate you. Chris M with the super chat. Hit him with it, Tim. We got a special request here. Chris C, I apologize. Chris C says, belt to ass is what Chris C says. So if you could, Tim, just put that on the screen one time. There you go. All right. So, and let's give a shout out to the creator of that. Official 414 on Twitter created that through Grok. We're going to hold on to that one for a bit, boys.
That is crispy.
It is very crispy.
You can tell it's a nicely done. Look at the eyebrows. I mean, those things are basically 90 degrees.
They are. You got this going on in Green Bay, and in the meantime, in Chicago, you got this going on. You know what I'm saying? So
eyebrows still on point, though. You know, that's the one consistent thing.
Well manicured too, there, right? So we'll just leave it at that. Chris C, thank you so much for the super chat, bud. We got Mike Ebring in the house with the super chat. Thank you. He says, "Run the ball, stop the run, works every time." They never had a shot, boys, and they tried to run the football. They ended up with 20 carries for 67 yards. I mean, we just smacked them in the mouth in the running game. So you love to see that. United Bates with the 34-0 super chat here. Appreciate you, buddy. He says, Matt LaFleur, Love, Jacobs, Cooper, Anderson, McManus, Raider Young, you out there? So, Raider Young, some shout-outs tonight, man. Hopefully he'll swing back. I'm sure he's just busy. He's probably using the restroom. He'll be in a minute.
Man, double shout out to Bates, though, again, for the final score super chat. I think that's the 3rd, 4th week in a row, something like that. Man, you're the man, dude. Thank you.
He's awesome. Thank you, pal. Appreciate you. And then we got Bernie Holiva. Hope I'm saying that right. Thank you, gents, and Merry Christmas. Go Pack, go! Thank you so much for the super chat.
Thanks,
there,
Bernie.
Yeah, really, really appreciate it, man. Merry Christmas to you and your family as well. So, Emilio, let's get your take real quick, man. We kind of skipped over you. We had the super chats flying in. We'll keep an eye on the others coming in down the pike here. What do you think about this win, man? What stood out to you?
Over 30, under 20. Offense over 30, defense under 20. Didn't expect a shutout, but hey, I'll absolutely take it. That's kind of what Hafley's been working towards, and I'm sure he's going to come in the presser and say, we got the W. That's what I'm happy about. There were still some things that I didn't like. I think that they kind of did pin their ears back a few times, and you saw him just split us right up. I mean, it was unbelievable, the lanes that were opening up for him. So I think that's something we might need to revisit. But his games were working, his stunts were working. Defense was just firing on all cylinders. Happy with the offensive performance. Everyone was bringing the thump. Manuel Wilson, Josh Jacobs was just throwing dudes around. I mean,
Eric Stokes with a perfectly mediocre game, just like we wanted from him.
Tackling though.
He was on the shoulder too. He almost had a pick there, and that overthrow. He almost had that pick. So he had a good game. And Oladapo got in early. He got in with 7 minutes left. And what I was noticing out of him was he was kind of actually helping them with the calls. It looked like he was kind of running the plays back there, at least giving it over to Valentine and stuff like that. So that's exciting for me if he's to that next step. And Zane Anderson cooking.
Yeah, absolutely. Chris C with the super chat. Thank you, sir. He said first shutout of the season ? That is what Troy and Joe said, right? Yep. So the only
shutout of the 24th season, right?
Entire NFL season. That's wild to think about. So again, to put some spec on that guy on the left's name right there, you know what I mean? Look at the ash too. Like the fact that ash hasn't fallen.
He definitely talks with the lung dart. He talks with the lung dart in his mouth the whole time.
I like how it's just stuck to his tooth too.
Right.
See, Maddie's got them. Tupac LaFleur, they're all for show. Those are just for show. That's just an image thing.
Exactly. I put those back in the pack when you get through hanging out with the boys. You know what I'm saying? Listen, the economy's down. You got to do what you got to do.
Yeah, you got to save them, man.
Appreciate the super chat, buddy. We'll keep an eye on Packers Twitter here and hopefully catch some of the post-game presser. I like what 1 minute ago. As a matter of fact, let's go ahead and share this real quick. They actually tweeted this out. This is awesome. You're going to love this. They just put leaving this out for Santa, and it's a pack of cheese on the bleachers. Love it. So there you go.
Is that one of the blocks of cheese that Jason Kelsey was handing out to
I think it might have been.
to the fans?
Yeah. Bring back memories from my childhood, man. I remember the government cheese. It kind of looked like those old blocks of cheese there. You know what I'm talking about? Some of the best cheese you'll ever eat, too, let me tell you. I'm just saying. Circa 1988 government cheese. Whoo, boy.
Yeah.
Throw that in with some noodles, Emilio. You don't know nothing about that, do you, man? Maybe, I don't know.
It's probably the same consistency as that sombrero he's wearing right now.
Yeah,
right?
no, I can get it. It's that same color. It's got that same hue to it,
It's so true. All right.
It's multi-dimensional. It's ready for winter now, got the Santa hat going. I mean,
let's go.
That's right. We don't know where Jacob's at. He's liable to be running through his neighborhood with his shirt off right now.
I was just going to say, man, he's probably streaking through the quad right now, right?
Yeah. I think what got him was the shutout, and he goes, "Man, I really got to check that ticker again. What are we at?" Because
that's funny you mentioned that, Emilio, because I went and looked. All right, opponent points per play.
Here we go.
Packers are currently 8th before today.
Wow.
So,
wow. Yeah. So it might be official after tonight, right?
And we got to get this firmed up here, okay? Well, as a matter of fact, let's include CJ in this bet.
Just drag him into it.
Emilio, you better start getting your sketch ideas together, man.
Oh boy, it's gonna have a race car in it for sure.
So they are 8th in points per game at 20.5, and they are also 8th in points per play. So it really doesn't matter which one you look at there. We talked about scoring defense specifically. And if you guys are wondering about that, Jacob the Beard made a bet in the preseason that if the Packers finish in the top 7 in scoring defense, he would get Emilio tattooed on his left ass cheek. So that's the plan here, all right? And listen, you can make it a cool tattoo. You can just put a little Mexican dude, right, Emilio, with a sombrero.
Yep. Oh, absolutely.
Riding in a sweet red sports car.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. I love it.
We can make it happen.
H.E. Solder with the super chat. Thank you, bud. Appreciate you. He says the Packers D has hurt me deeply over the years, but man, this group is getting better weekly. Fingers crossed. I understand the hesitation there, Solder. And the big thing for me, man, is just Cooper. Like Edgerrin Cooper, boys. Did you see him? Like, and to hear the national media, you know, Troy and Joe talk about it, like they've got a superstar here. He's just so. There's no hesitation. He's a sure tackler. He can get depth with his athleticism in the passing game. He does it all. We've seen him blitz. We know he can blitz. It's just, I don't know, man. I'm excited about the future of this defense for sure. Rashawn Gary on the first 2 drives had 3 pressures that I counted, and I just stopped keeping up. Obviously, Brenton Cox Jr. had a sack. We'll talk about all the stats here shortly. But, man, it was just a lot of fun. Devontae Wyatt coming off the TT stunt and getting the sack. He looked like a madman.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of fun, man, for sure. Soder, thank you so much for the super chat, bud. Appreciate you. King Tron with the super chat. Vikings are shaking in their little horns. Go, Pack, go. Someone climbed into mentions during the game. And, from the Vikings fans. And it was like the only person commenting. I'm with King Tron here, guys. The Vikings have got to be looking up going, all right, look, I know it was a bad Saints team, but they got to be going, holy cow. These Packers are peaking right now. Are they not, Tim? I mean, they are humming.
And I can't wait, you know, to hear all about how there was no Derek Carr and no Chris Olave and no Alvin Kamara, and the Saints were banged up with a rookie, blah, 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 blah. They got boat raced. That's what happened. Packers
That's what you should do to that team, right?
Yeah, boat race that team as we should at home. And I'm not going to let any of these negative people take away from our victory today. This was a great team win across the board. Like I said, I hope Scoot's okay. That's all I'm thinking about right now. We're going to have Victory Tuesday tomorrow. That's awesome. Christmas Eve edition. And then we get ready to go to Minnesota and do the same thing to the Vikings. You know, it's time to wake up the National Football League, and they can stop sleeping on Matt LaFleur and his Green Bay Packers as far as I'm concerned. Let's go.
And if you're going to sleep on them, Emilio, you know that belt's coming out.
Belt to the end.
If you're going to sleep on them, pick a race car bed made by Milwaukee, okay?
Exactly. All right, Tron, thank you so much for the super chat, bud. We appreciate you. Jordan Taylor with the super chat. Thank you so much. Says, Daddy Sodas for the boys. Appreciate all that you do. Always look forward to the lives. Much love to you all. God bless. Thank you so much, Jordan. Merry Christmas, and thanks for the support, man. We really appreciate it. We get the best viewers, best listeners.
That's awesome.
For sure. What are you laughing about, Emilio? What's your problem?
The chat. Eric Sutherland said, I have Emilio tattooed on my right palm.
All right. Come on.
They said it should be Emilio peeking over his pants. Jacob's pants. I don't know if I'm good with that one, though.
Well, that's kind of a borderline tramp stamp, right? Like,
that's what Jacob asked for the other day.
I'm gonna keep hitting the Halfley eyes until you guys every time you do that.
Again, Jordan, thank you, bud. We appreciate the super chat. Thank you so much. Let's see here. I'm going to keep refreshing the Packers page. We want to catch some of those pressers. But in the meantime, let's dive into some of the stats. Is that good with you guys?
Please.
All right. So Jordan Love, again, on the night, 16 of 28, 182 yards, 1 touchdown, no interceptions, was not sacked all night. Malik Willis came in, was 1 of 2 for 34 yards. Guys, that was a dart that Malik Willis threw.
Absolutely.
I mean, on that corner route, an absolute, oh, my God. I just looked over to TV, and there is a man –
I was just
his shirt off,
taking a picture of that to send it to you.
Lord have mercy.
That is you when you're going to get that second dinner, ain't it?
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
Did you get a picture of Emilio?
Yeah, I got a screenshot.
Yeah, send it to me. We'll put that on the show for sure.
Okay.
We need that. Tim needs to experience that since I had to experience.
Yeah,
that.
I've never experienced anything like that before, right?
Right. Yeah. Let me know when you send it, Emilio. We'll get it in there for the guys. Let's talk about Jordan Love here for a second. The accuracy was a bit off tonight. I think we would all agree with that. There was times that it got, the ball got away from him. There was a couple throws he made that was really good. He looked comfortable in the pocket, looked very mobile, moving around when he had to. I thought the offensive line played great. Oh, Gary just bombed in on his post-game presser. And he always scares the reporters every time, bro. It's hilarious. So we'll have to show that one. That'll be a good little drop there too. But Jordan Love, what do you guys think? Is there any concern there? I really don't have any concern. I think he's going to be fine. And again, man, another game with a touchdown, no interceptions. I don't know what that makes it now, but what do y'all think about the quarterback play tonight?
I thought he's making a pretty good effort to protect the football. I know he had a couple throws that we'd probably like back, but I also saw a couple of those plays that broke down, and you saw him purposely throw that ball low. You know, he threw one at Tucker's feet. He threw one long to the sideline, keeping that ball safe, no picks. But yeah, I mean, he was a touch off, but you know, guys, it was a little chilly. There's a little moisture in the air tonight. You know, it was December football at Lambeau Field. You're going to have a pass or two sail on you. It is what it is. I'm not overly concerned at all. I thought he played a great game, and I thought I'd like to see Malik Willis maybe a series earlier. You know, we could have got a little more of him, but all in all, I think Jordan played fine today.
Yeah, I agree. Seth Ruder with the super chat. I can't remember the last time a Packer defender impressed me as much as Cooper. Also, love felt surgical to me. Loving it. Thank you for the super chat,
Yep.
Seth. Appreciate you. Yeah, Cooper. It's again, man. I'm with Seth. Like, when was the last time we seen a Packer defender that you're like, all right, that dude gets it? Like, the first person that comes to mind for me is like a Charles Woodson or a Clay Matthews, where it's like, wow, they really jump off the screen. Now, Clay Matthews being a pass rusher predominantly, much different than Cooper. Also, Charles Woodson kind of playing the nickel, playing outside corner in your base 34 back then. A little bit hard to draw that comparison, but he's having those kind of flashes. Like, it's not like, oh, he had one good game. Okay, he has a setback for 3 games. Okay, here's another game. Every time he's on the field, he's making plays. You know what I mean?
And the most exciting part is, you know, he's not a 3-year vet. He's a rookie. This is his first year playing pro ball, and the game does not look too big for him. It almost looks like he's ahead of the play half of the time. Like, I think, you know, physical attributes aside, the most slept on thing with Edgerrin Cooper is his football IQ, right? The FBI. He sniffs these plays out a lot of times as they're developing or before they even start, and he just puts himself or his teammates in a great position to succeed every time. And it's kind of rare to see that in a rookie player, linebacker or not. I don't care where you play, what position. They just come into this league, and, you know, when you're on the field, you're literally tilting the field in your team's favor nearly every play. And it's just, you're right. It's been a while since we've been this excited about a rookie linebacker for sure in Green Bay.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Definitely.
And the way he absolutely shoots downhill out of a cannon, but he's jump and run plays before they're even happening. A couple times he was like he had to reach across Eric Wilson, it seemed like, and shot in front of him. So that explosiveness is unbelievable. He did catch himself a couple times down a little far. He had to get, drop back. I think all of it was perfect. Just practice, different reps, different times. Actually, let me see. I wanted to see where his snap counts were just to see if he had spiked at all coming out. So let me
go ahead. I'll hit on King Tron. You look that up for us, bub. Again, Seth, thank you for the super chat. King Tron with the super chat. Thank you, buddy. He says, I just got to say that Josh Get Off Me Jacobs is swiftly becoming my favorite Packer of the season. So underrated. Thank God for Go Pack Go. I passed my wife downstairs, running down to use the restroom real quick before we went live. And she said, I seen Josh Jacobs on the sideline, and I was worried. It's like, I better check on Clayton's, what she said, because he's my guy, man. It's like, I just love everything about that, man, the way he carries himself.
Dude,
she said, then I seen the score and thought, oh, they must have just took him out.
Yeah, I thought you were going to say when I saw Mandy coming down the hall, I gave her the Josh Jacobs stiff arm to get to the. I thought you were saying that, but.
Mandy would have turned around and hit him with the Edgerrin Cooper.
Oh, yeah.
Would have been on.
Mandy would have been like, Matt, let me borrow that belt real quick.
That girl punches like a grown man. I'm just telling you right now. She don't play no games. So Josh Jacobs, though, man, again, Tim, we talk about him every week. It seems like every week he's winning player of the week for us. Tonight, only 13 carries, but 69 yards and a touchdown, and also had 4 targets again. 4 catches again for 38 yards. So he's just a man bear out there, dude. He's so much fun to watch.
Yeah, when it comes to those targets in the pass game, dude, Matt LaFleur is in his bag. He knows that if he gets Josh Jacobs out in space one-on-one with a defender, that 80% of the time Jacobs is going to win that battle. And we saw him doing that tonight in the pass game. Catch the ball in the flat, cook the first defender, get to the second level, get your momentum stop, but you still keep your feet moving. You still get another 3 yards on top of it. I mean, it's just entertaining as hell to watch Josh Jacobs in a Matt LaFleur offense. Really is what's so exciting. And like you said, Clay, not we didn't get him to that 20 plus 25 carry mark like I always preach about, but he was wildly effective today. Had a tutter, and this offense runs through him, and it had a ripple effect. I mean, look at the game that Emmanuel Wilson had.
Yeah.
Like Chris Brooks had an incredible game. Like there were just phenomenal plays in the run game today. And a lot of that it's fed off of that Josh Jacobs engine that kind of runs this offense. And it's awesome to see.
Yeah. Emmanuel Wilson, 11 carries for 52 yards and a touchdown. Chris Brooks, 6 carries for 23 yards and a touchdown as well. In the passing game, Emmanuel Wilson, 1 catch for 4 yards. Chris Brooks, 1 for 2. So, yeah, Chris Brooks, that was his first touchdown. Am I thinking right, boys?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's awesome to see. Again, King Tron, thank you so much for the super chat, pal. We appreciate you. We had Jordan Love at the podium a second ago. If you'll give me a screen grab real quick, Tim, appreciate you, bub. Let's throw that up. That should do it. Let's see what the QB1 had to say at the podium here. Hopefully y'all can hear it again. I've got it cranked as loud as I can. Let's see if we can hear it okay.
You were really bent on just not having any bad plays, throwaways, check down, stuff like that. Am I reading that right? And is that all part of what you learned leading up to the bye and what you've taken, since then?
Yeah, I mean, that's every play, every game, trying to be smart and decisive with the ball and just find those completions out there. But I think that's every play. I'm trying to do that.
What's it mean to get into the playoffs? I'm sure it's been the expectation all along, but now that you've finally gotten there, what's the mood like?
No, it's big time. That's something that obviously the goal is Super Bowl. So that's the first step right there is making the playoffs. Obviously, this was a big time game to clinch that spot, and proud of the way we came out here and handled business. And so it's big time.
35 games in a row. Do you like the way the offense is trending with these last couple of games coming up and then the playoffs beyond that?
Definitely. I think anytime you can put up that many points is a good way to go out on offense. But I still think there's a lot more points out there for us, a lot more big time plays, and still just some stuff that we're not hitting on. But I think there's a lot more out there, like I said.
Hey, Jordan, what impresses you most about your running back group? You have Josh, obviously, but you have Emmanuel out there delivering big hits and Josh still farming guys. What do you like about that group?
No, it's a good group all around. I think everyone had a touchdown in that group tonight. So I think that's always fun whenever all those guys can get touchdowns and get those opportunities, get some touches. But obviously, I mean, Josh is the main guy in that group. And then to have Emmanuel and Chris be able to come in and they had some big time runs tonight too, breaking tackles and just those second effort plays, which goes unnoticed. But yeah, I mean, it's a really good group that we're going to need to lean on.
Does Josh still wow you a little bit, like on that stiff arm and breaking some tackles and finishing some of the runs? You guys still kind of look at each other and go,
oh, yeah. No, I mean, the run you talked about with the stiff arm was pretty unbelievable. I was just watching from the back and, just he, like you said, he wows me every time he's on the field and the plays he makes and just be able to break tackles, make guys miss. And, he might turn a kind of a broken play into a big time play like that. And I thought he was going to score on that play. I think he was mad at himself that he didn't, but no, that was a great play by him.
Speaking of that play, what's the vibe like in the huddle when you see something like that? Like he was telling us on Thursday that sometimes early in the game he likes just to run into defenders just to kind of get guys jazzed up.
He does what? Sorry?
He runs into guys on purpose rather than trying to juke them or avoid them. He tries just to plow through them just to kind of get the motors going.
Yeah, no, he definitely is the workhorse for us, and he definitely brings that juice with the way he runs the ball. So I think he can keep doing that. I'm excited about that. But yeah, I mean, like I said before, he can do it all. He can make guys miss, run guys over, stiff arm guys. So I haven't seen anything he can't do yet.
All right, there you go. There's QB1, obviously at Lambeau Field there at the podium as the Packers get a huge victory here this evening, 34-0, clinching their playoff berth. Now we'll see if we can climb up in the seating there for sure. So I know the chat was on fire. Tim, again, this was our guy that we were talking about here, man. What do you think? You don't know that guy. You haven't seen him down at the Costco, have you?
I've seen a lot of guys that kind of look like that guy over at the Costco, to be honest with you. Kind of looks like Green Bay's Hulk Hogan right there or something right there, I love it. He's got the Miller Lite hat on. That's
Right.
Wisconsin right there in a photo.
I think Respect Orange just hit the nail on the head. This man is a plastic can of biscuits. That's so true.
Oh my
So
gosh.
Look, Tad Samato says, was that John Daly?
Here's the guy.
J. Cole says, get that man some water. Love it. God, we get the best listeners. All right, get that off the screen before I puke on my keyboard.
That's terrible.
All right, United Bates. I lost count how many times Jacobs was stopped at the line of scrimmage and still gets a 3-yard gain. And you were like expecting him to blow the play dead, and all of a sudden here he keeps churning. You notice, Emilio, I know you played football. You notice how his legs never stop moving. His feet are always moving.
Yep. Even the lineman late to the pile's still moving. He's always churning. That, he keeps the low center of gravity. Is when you get way too tall, you just have nothing there. The only time he gets pulled back is when there's 2 or 3 people on him. So, I mean, and his balance, I thought he could have dove in there, but he tripped up but kind of over his own foot when he chucked the safety. I can't remember his name. Tyrann Mathieu. There we go. When he chucked Tyrann Mathieu, he tripped up over his own foot as he was trying to cross over. I thought he was going to dive in and get it. And then, we went to the shovel pass, which honestly, I at first was not happy with. After I watched it back again, Sean Ryan just tried to cut block 50 and didn't do the dude just stepped out of the way of him. He didn't even try. So I'm not mad at that call. I like it. Maybe not at the 1, but I like that it's in the playbook. But yeah, I mean, Jacobs did that. And then also, how about Brooks when he chucked Davis right over the top of him? I thought we lost 3 yards on that play.
Yeah.
Yep. Absolutely. I think what Jacobs, like Bates is saying, one of the cool things is you'll see him get stopped and then he'll try and spin.
Yep.
He'll spin with his back to the line. He'll clutch the ball with both arms, and then he's backpedaling the legs. Like the legs are still moving backwards.
Someone's going to hit me, but I'm just going to backpedal until it happens.
Exactly. It's like it's impossible to stop the guy, really. I mean, it really is. And it's honestly a treat to have a back like this in Green Bay. We haven't seen this in a while. We got thunder and lightning in one running back, Yeah.
Someone else's treat to have in Green Bay is Jaden Reed. We had him on the field. Love what the Packers tweeted out. Everyone's piss was hot tonight. Here we go.
Hey, man, that's a great dub out here in Limbo, man. Let me hear you. Hey, let me hear you.
Here we go.
I love it.
You going to do a leap with the camera?
That's awesome.
God, boy, we get the best stadium. We get the best tradition. We get the best fans. Like, how blessed are we?
We got the best social media team now.
Yeah.
Seriously, I love it. Right? Everyone's piss was hot. I love it.
Yeah, our guys better wake up with their piss hot, like I said before. So.
Someone does need to give them credit. They have stepped it up this year 100%.
And I'll tell you, you need to tip your cap to David Bakhtiari because he's the one who put heat on.
Yes.
He gave them absolute hell last year.
Absolutely.
And every time they put something out, you'll see him with the applaud emoji. Like he's fired up that they're turning the corner. I love it, man. I think
we got to tip our caps to Bird, though, for real. You were talking about Tyrann Mathieu. Did you see him cook Tyrann Mathieu?
Oh, my God, bro.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
Like,
no doubt,
phenomenal. Man. Love it.
Definitely. Let's go back to the actually, let's stay with the chat, man. The chat is on fire tonight. If you guys would mark anything in there you see. Coach Lynn, Zane should have had 2 picks. What about Zane Anderson getting an interception, boys?
Yep.
How about that?
And he peeled off, dude. It wasn't – he was covering flat. It was covered too.
Yeah,
I think he was on the hard flat. Yep. And
Yep.
he just leaked. And it was so late. He spun all the way into the box. He was the 8th man in the box. Covers flat, starts backpedaling, and then just reads it. I mean, it was maybe a little underthrown. I think Carrington Valentine was actually a little upset. I thought he thought he was going to get a pick.
Right.
And realized he was like, wait. No, Zane got that. Let's go, Selly. Okay.
Yeah, definitely. And if I got to go back and watch the tape, but it kind of looked on the surface like an invert too. We were talking about
it. It was, yeah. I think so.
The safeties buzzed down to the curl flat.
I think it was a half. I think remember how we talked about it last week? I think it was a half invert. Where Carrington was kind of baiting it up front because Zane spun down early. He was down in the box before the snap.
Yeah.
And he was at the line of scrimmage, but both like a step before Rattler threw the ball. I mean, it was kind of crazy how fast he got back there.
Yeah, it really was, man. Listen, Zane, You get worried if the safety room gets a little banged up, and they are right now. Do we have the depth? Man, this is the Jeff Hafley effect, though. We knew, like, when you sign people, when you sign a new coach, right, and you kind of appoint them as DC, you know what they're good at, and you know immediately that position group's going to get a little bit of a boost, right? Like when we hired Joe Barry, what happened? Devondre Campbell immediately became an all-pro linebacker, right? Because he's a linebacker coach, putting emphasis on it. Jeff Hafley, the talk was this dude is a DB whisperer. And what's happening? You've got a safety that's leading the league in interceptions, or was leading the league in interceptions. And then the depth, again, it doesn't matter who's playing back there. You can put Keyshawn in the slot, you kick him outside. Everybody just seems to show up. You don't see the secondary as a weakness at all, even if they are banged up. I mean, we're missing arguably our best player on defense is Jair Alexander.
Yep.
Right. We just pitched the only shutout of the year. Like that's
I'm glad you brought up Keyshawn too, because I thought he played well in the slot tonight.
Strip sack, bro.
Yeah.
Let's go. Gary recovering it. Man, it's just
and they brought him on a couple cats. The first one was in like that first quarter. They got a false start or something on the Saints. He was back there in a split second. Tackle stepped down to pick up the end. It was an empty shot.
Say what you want about K9. That dude is proving that he's a versatile corner. He can play on the boundary. He can play in the slot. Obviously, he can return kicks for you. I mean, guy is just stepping up, and it's perfect timing.
Versatile to the point that he stayed on the field for every snap of defense. There was 47 defensive snaps. He was on the field for all 40. Oh, I'm sorry, 55. So Eric Wilson was on for 55 snaps, looks like. Keyshawn was on for 47. Carrington on for 50. Zane was on for 47. And our boy Edrin, 38.
Let's go.
There we go. There we go.
That's what I'm
That's
talking
huge.
about.
That's pushing 70-something.
The only way you'll get him more is if you give him the green dot. It's the only way you'll get him more.
Right.
He's pretty much maxed out, which is awesome. Greg in the chat says, first time making a live chat. Just want to let you guys know I appreciate the content y'all provide. Great win by the Pack tonight. Greg, thank you so much for the kind words, buddy. And I know we got a lot of listeners that sometimes can't make it in here live. If there's anything we need to change or do better, you just shoot us an email or a text, and we love feedback. And we appreciate you being one of the silent ones out there watching every day, man. Thank you so much.
Leave a like and comment. Do your thing down there.
AFAM, we got an AFAM sighting. Everybody buckle up here. He says, I almost ran into my TV trying to catch that perfect deep ball by Malik. AFAM, it was on the money, bro. It was a dot. And when he let it go, I kind of went, oh, because it's kind of a late pass on a corner. You're expecting.
Yeah, but he has some mustard on that ball, though.
Nose down. He's got such a compact release, too. You know what I mean?
Even with a tap. Did you see the quick tap to set it?
Yeah. So, all right, we got Matt.
The ability to come into a game sitting on the bench all night long, come into a game cold like that, and within a few plays just start throwing dots, man. That says a lot about a quarterback, really does.
Absolutely. All right, we got Matt LaFleur at the podium. Let's see what Coach LaFleur's got to say here this evening with the lung darts. Maybe it'll load. I don't know. We're having trouble here, boys. What just happened?
Really cool to be able to give Mark Murphy a game ball on his night.
Let's go.
Just got a lot of respect for Mark and how he leads this organization and how he treats people. I think he does it the right way. He's first class all the way. And obviously I'm forever grateful to him for giving me this opportunity to stand in front of you all. So, but
many people don't know that, but Mark Murphy made that hire. Some people try to credit Goody with it. That was Mark Murphy.
All day.
But, it wasn't a perfect game, but it never is. So that's always fun for us as coaches to be able to get after
Put
these
that
guys
one in
a
the
little bit
box.
on the things that we can clean up. And we got a big test next week to go on the road on a short week with the holiday. Is never easy, especially going into Minnesota. That's one of the tougher places to play against a team that's playing as good as anybody in the National Football League. So we got to flip the script here really quickly and get on to the Vikings.
How much can you get on them with the short turnaround? I mean, do you spend a lot of time on this game, or are you fast forwarding right away to Minnesota?
You move pretty quickly. And our guys over the last 2 days, our assistant coaches have definitely been getting ahead just in that downtime, basically after our walkthrough yesterday. And then you have all day today to study the tape just so that you can kind of hit the ground running tomorrow morning.
have bigger goals, but making the playoffs is never easy, and you've done it again. Do you think this team, I know you got some weeks left to go before you get there, but is this team trending in the right direction at the right time?
Yeah, I would say so. And what's really cool is you're getting contributions from a lot of different people. So I think that is usually the mark of a good team. You got to stay healthy and continue to build on what you've done. And, but I love the energy of our group. Our guys show up ready to work, willing to work every day. And we got to continue to push one another to be at our best, because this is the time when you need to be playing your best ball.
First half especially, Love was really conscious of taking care of the ball, check downs, threw the ball away a few times. What's that tell you about him? What do you think of that?
Yeah, he did a great job. I think I think it was on our second drive. It was like a 20-play drive or something like that. On one of the plays in particular, we didn't block anybody up front, and just his ability to get and hit a check down, I think, is just things that it keeps you on schedule, and that gives you a chance to just stay ahead of the sticks. And it's simple. It's little plays like that make a big difference. And I think he's playing it at an elite level right now.
Would have been the Saints are so banged up. I think it might have been tempting to kind of not overlook them, but just to not come out sharp. What does it say for this team that you're able to come out the way y'all did?
Yeah, I mean, we did what we needed to do, and certainly they were definitely shorthanded on the offensive side of the ball. Obviously, when you don't have a lot of your star players available, that makes it difficult. But I think if you look at how they've been playing defensively, especially over the last 5 weeks, that's a stingy group, and they're tough to go against. So I thought we came out of the gates the way we needed to, and we weren't getting a ton of explosive plays. They make you earn it. They can challenge you. I thought they did a good job of playing off of some tendencies they may have had on tape. Joe Woods, I got a lot of respect for him. I think he's one of the better coaches in this league, and he was keeping us off balance quite a bit.
You've scored 30 in a row, 5 games, or you've scored 35 games in a row now. What do you like about what you're doing on offense, and what's that next step that you got to take, you think?
Score every time you possess the ball. Score touchdowns.
Let's go.
So, I mean, there was a lot of good things.
Like
there was certainly some things that were frustrating in the second half. Obviously, I didn't love how we, that pseudo 2-minute drive at the end of the first half. Didn't capitalize on that, and had a 3-and-out and had a punt. And then there were a couple missed stops, I think, in the second half. I thought they did a good job of getting to Jordan when we decided to throw the ball. And like I said, they played a little bit more man coverage in the second half and made it a little bit more difficult just to get a lot, explosive plays. But ultimately, it just was one of those where you felt pretty comfortable with the lead and you weren't going to get too crazy, and just kind of we did what we had to do running the football.
All right, that was Matt LaFleur at the podium. Awesome getting to hear from him as the Packers get this huge victory against these Saints on Monday Night Football. Tim, I see you got something ready to share there, brother. You go right ahead, man. What you got for us? Oh, you're muted, bro.
While we're talking about Mark Murphy here, we got this from Green Bay Chat. Follow them on X, the GBC podcast. Mark Murphy honored at halftime, including the announcement that he will be the only inductee into the 2025 Packers Hall of Fame. I think that's an awesome way to show some love to Mark and let him be the only one in. Also worth noting, recognized as the only person with a Super Bowl ring as a player and as a player and executive. So that's pretty awesome. Shout out to Mark Murphy.
He was co-captain of I think it was the 1982 Washington team.
Yep.
Hell of a football player too. Obviously led the league in interceptions that year. I think he's got a ring as well, right? So
yep.
Really, really cool stuff. I'm going to share
safety,
this.
Right?
Yeah, safety. This is more important to me right here. I put Mark Murphy as a man of the people. Stephanie Sutton tweeted out, I saw Packers president Mark Murphy in the press box shortly after his halftime ceremony, and I said to him, there's the man of the hour. Murphy smiled and said, is there any food left? As he raced me towards the cheese curds and jalapeno dip. So love it, man. Mark Murphy's the man, dude.
That's
Gonna miss
awesome.
that dude. Hopefully he hangs around though. I know he can't technically be in charge, but hopefully he's there as an advisor, kind of like Bob Harlan was for so long, right?
Shout out to Stephanie Sutton too, royalty, Milwaukee media royalty for sure. Been covering Wisconsin sports for a long time, so big props to Stephanie Sutton.
Yeah, you want to go give her a follow at Steph__Sutton on Twitter. Really good follow there. So, like United Bates said, Matt LaFleur definitely has the dip lip. Emilio, he does. You can tell those guys got it. So
yeah. There's no room for the long darts.
He's got a dart and a dip.
Yeah.
Let's go back to the chat here. Ron Sanville says Malik stood there forever. O-line was on point. I thought the offensive line played great, both in the running game and the passing game. I thought they did really, really well tonight. You guys got anything to add on the O-line?
Yeah, I thought Josh Myers played pretty damn well. Can't wait to see. Do we got an early grade on him yet?
Yes. Josh Myers' pass blocking was a 70.9.
Okay.
His run blocking wasn't so hot at a 47.2. All prelim 47.2. He ended at a 53.7. Our right guard Sean Ryan prelim of a 59.9, 60. Then we had Elton at a 66, Rashid at a 67, Zach Tom cooking at a 69, and then our top five would be, counting down from 5, Jaden Reed at a 70.5, Tucker at a 72, Emmanuel Wilson at a 78.3, Malik at an 80.1, and Josh Jacobs at an 83.4.
Malik Willis, listen, minimal snaps.
9.
He's grading out as a top 10 quarterback, I'm pretty sure. Which is wild to think about. So absolutely awesome. The fact that if for some reason Jordan gets banged up, that you've got that guy in your holster just ready to come in the game, absolutely fires me up, man.
And they went right to the read option with him. Out of pistol, let's go strong, read option with that. And if the safety didn't absolutely shoot down and try to blow that up, he probably would have had a touchdown there. Yeah. I like that that's in the playbook, though, is what I'm getting. Yeah. I'm glad that Matt has that in there. 1 for Malik, but 2, down the road, if Jordan ever needs to, I want him to be able to pull that because no one's expecting it. You know what I mean? Yeah. Especially if we hammer Josh 40 times a game, the last play we need one and he pulls it.
Mm-hmm. And like you're saying, like the fact that they can go to that at any point, you don't have to install it on the week. It's like it's there. Everybody's good to run it. Did you guys see the RPO he pulled that got tipped at the line?
Yeah,
bro, that's going for 6.
Yeah,
he would have been 2 for 2 with a tutter, right? That is crazy. It's crazy to think about. If it doesn't get tipped at the line, he read it perfect. Was a little late pulling it, and that's probably why the ball got tipped. But the fact that Dontavion Wicks, it's kind of like the stalk route we talked about. The way he just gets out there and really stalks the block.
Yeah.
And
he can just shake people. It's unreal how he can set somebody up and shake them.
Yep.
Yeah. Randy Cleavers with the super chat. Thank you, boys. Says only shutout this season. Let's go. Again, man, the haters are having a tough time tonight. There's no doubt about it.
Sit your butt outside.
Looking up, seeing 34 points scored. And if there was any doubt about the defense, hey, okay, let's just come out. You can't play a better defensive game tonight. It's impossible. It's just.
I really want to highlight Matt's comments in the presser, though. Mm-hmm. Wasn't a perfect game, but it never is. And we preach that all the time. You're not going to get perfection, right? But you can shoot for it and get close. There's always things to work on. But Randy's right, man. This is the only shutout of the year. We put the belt to the ass, as they say, and we handled biz at home, man. You got to love it. Shout out Tupac, LaFleur, and the boys.
God, I love that picture. That's awesome. It almost looks like he got a tear running down his cheek, too. Like, hey, this is going to hurt me more than it's going to hurt.
Don't make me have to do this, but I'll do it.
Again, Randy, thank you for the super chat, bud. We appreciate you. Let's see here. Casey Oldham in the chat. McMahon leg. I like it, man. I don't know. Some people would say Jacob would twist that in a heartbeat. No doubt about it. McMahon leg has been nails. He looks bored kicking. Let's see here. Knucklehead Paul B.
There it is.
Resign McManus tonight. Listen.
Do it.
Yes.
I don't
know what the market would be on him, but you've got your kicker. Don't let him get away. Let's please, God, don't let him hit free agency, and then all of a sudden we're back here drafting a rookie kicker.
No, let's not. 3-year deal right now. Let's get it done.
Definitely. Biz in the chat says, right on Casey McManus hit that 55 harder with plenty of room to spare. He's got the leg strength. What I like about it, too, is he kind of changes up his process a little bit on the shorter kicks. And it's just like, you can tell he is deadly accurate inside the 40. And
I think
I don't
that's
even know
close to his career long, right?
What's that?
I think that's close to his career long, 55.
It may be. I want to say
long 57 or something, maybe.
I want to say when he was in Denver, he hit a 60, but I could be wrong.
Okay.
Could be wrong.
Okay.
But I do remember Brian Bulaga talking about when they would play the Broncos. It was like when McManus went on the field to kick, their feeling was like, oh, he's going to hit this. He's just money. So
McMoney. Brandon McMoney.
There you go. Joseph in the chat. Met Mark Murphy. He's got the largest skull in the history of human beings. There you go.
That's where he holds all that football intelligence.
That's right. That's right. Number one Packer fan. I love the fact that Matt is so unsatisfied. LOL. That is awesome. It's kind of what you were talking about just now, Tim. You know,
Yep.
They're going to be able to find stuff on the tape to improve on. And the cool thing is the focus, the extra focus is going to have to be there because the short turnaround, like we talked about, right? You're coming back Sunday, 3:25 kickoff Central to play the Vikings, who, again, some would say they're not playing their best ball of the year, but you still got to tip your cap, Emilio. I mean, they continue to find ways to win ball games. And, man, Justin Jefferson, bro, he keeps getting better. He really does.
He does. And just back to McManus real quick. We had the chats hitting it. United Bait 61, Greg, Fred, J. Cole, everybody. Appreciate it.
Yeah,
but that's a leg. And being able to hit it in Green Bay, being this cold 55-yarder, that's not bad at all. That's something we can count on. And, yeah, going to play the Vikings, that's going to be a game, right? They're ahead of us in the division. Because we lost to them before, I think it's something that we need to right. It's not like I'd rather not have a second shot at them. You know, let's just go after the Lions if we're going to climb this ladder, get through the Vikings, and figure out our path to get to the Lions, get to the Eagles, whatever it needs to be. But yeah, we need to show up and play this team. They're going to be ready.
Yeah. United Bates said your Milwaukee battery's dying. I think it might have did that thing, Emilio, where it resets your mic. You'll check your settings on StreamYard. I guarantee you it probably went from your normal mic to the backup there. So Eric Sutherland, Emilio's damn Temu mic. So, all right, let's see here. Let's
we got Bates in the chat though. Also hit on it. 61 yards for McManus career long. We got
that's,
it.
that's what Emilio was just saying. Yeah. So and again in Denver, 61-10, probably about a 57, 58 yarder in Green Bay, right? The ball travels a little bit better there. So what you got with McManus inside 50, he's pretty much money. Yep. And if you need to hit a 55 yarder, he's got the leg to do it. So that's kind of the range that you're shooting for, right? You put that extra can of biscuits behind it there and let that thing rip, right? So, all right, let's go back to the box score here as we get ready to wind this thing down. We're about 48 minutes in. Man, this flew by. Holy cow, dude. I'm looking forward to, like you said, Tim, Victory Tuesday tomorrow, Christmas Eve edition.
Eve edition. I love it.
So when you're talking about the running game, check this out, guys. I think it was 9 different ball carriers. So Josh Jacobs, 13 carries for 69 yards and a touchdown. Emmanuel Wilson, 11 carries for 52 yards and a touchdown. Chris Brooks, 6 carries for 23 yards and a touchdown. Christian Watson, 2 carries for 23 yards. Bo Melton, 1 carry for 14 yards. Jaden Reed, a carry for 5 yards. Jordan Love ran once for 2 yards. Tucker Kraft had that Tucker sneak. You love to see that, for the 2-yard gain for the first down. And then Malik Willis ran the ball 3 times, ended up losing 2 yards, but obviously we kind of see how that transpired there. So the running game was alive and well, man. 39 carries for 188 yards. Unbelievable, man. Receiving, Jaden Reed, 3 catches for 76 yards. Only had 4 targets, so pretty good night there. Tucker Kraft, 3 catches for 63 yards, boys. Let's go, dude. And again, the Yak. Oh, my God, man. The Yak's going to be through the roof again with that long gainer that he caught on that, kind of like that shallow cross or kind of a mid crosser, right, Emilio? Am I thinking right?
Yeah, I would think so. And then took it up the sideline. And, again, Matthew didn't want anything to do with him. I mean, it was crazy. And honestly, he probably could go back to the hurdle, the way that kid was playing him. The dude had his head down and just tried to throw a shoulder.
Yeah, definitely. Let's see here. It's still a little wonky. But we're going to wrap up in a minute anyway, man. Don't stress out on it too much. You could probably reset everything to be fine, so it'll be good for tomorrow. Josh Jacobs, 4 catches for 38 yards. Romeo Dobbs, 2 catches for 20 yards. Dontavion Wicks, 3 grabs for 13 yards and a touchdown. Should have had that other touchdown from Malik Willis as well. Emmanuel Wilson, 1 catch for 4 yards. Chris Brooks, 1 catch for 2 yards. So those were your receiving numbers. And again, Jordan Love was 16 of 28 for 182 yards. Malik Willis, 1 of 2 for 34 yards passing.
Hey, can we read off Spencer Rattler's stats?
Yeah, let's do that, man.
Let's just do that real quick. Why don't we pull that receipt? And
please.
Let's throw that up there. I think it's on the screen there somewhere. So, all right. Yeah, so Raider Young said Rattler with 3 touchdowns tonight. Saints defense with 5 sacks tonight. So,
let's see. Are any of those things true?
I'm looking here. I don't see any sacks. So I think he missed
any cutters either.
Yeah, he's 15 of 30 for 153 yards and an interception. Now, he was sacked 3 times for 24 yards. Maybe he meant that Spencer Rattler was going to get sacked 5 times. You think that's what he meant?
Probably.
Possibly, yeah. I'm sure that's what it is. Has anybody seen him in the chat? I could have overlooked it.
No, he's hiding somewhere.
All right. That's just wild how that happens. I'm sure it's just a hell of a coincidence that everybody that comes in here and talks trash in the pregame show just seems to disappear and don't make it back for the postgame. So, all right, let's move on to defense, guys. Look who's at the top of the list here, boys. Edgerrin Cooper, 10 tackles, 10 total tackles. But look at this, 8 solo tackles, 1 tackle for a loss. He was just – what was his PFF grade, Emilio? Did you hit on it, man?
Yeah, his PFF grade was an 83, I want to say. Hold on, let me pull it up real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, turn that auto-tune off on your microphone.
It does sound like
I don't know what happened to it.
It sounded like T-Pain over there, man.
I got 12 out.
Edgerrin Cooper was a 76. I don't know what's wrong with my mic. I'm sorry.
It sounds so bad. It's hilarious. It's so bad it's good, bro. Don't worry about it, man. We're almost done. It's cool. Let's see. Eric Wilson, 9 tackles, 3 solo. So pretty good day there for Eric Wilson. Devontae Wyatt, 4 tackles, 1 sack, 2 tackles for a loss. Wyatt had a heck of a game there, at least in the stat columns there. Eric Stokes, those 4 tackles we talked about. Keyshawn Nixon, boys, strip sack. Obviously, the tackle for the loss as well. I think Rashawn Gary recovered the fumble, so that did force a turnover there by Keyshawn Nixon. Great job there.
Hey, remember when everyone was pissed that we gave him that contract?
Oh, my God, bro. And he's like $3 million cap hit this year, man. $3 million cap hit.
People were losing their minds about a year ago, and it's like, y'all looking at this? Y'all seeing what's happening?
Brenton Cox Jr. sacked tonight. Love to see it. So, again, the Packers finished with 3 sacks on the evening and 5 tackles for a loss. I want to say at one point they showed the stat, and there were 10 pressures, I believe. So, looky here, most wins in the first 6 seasons with the team in NFL history. George Seifert was 75, Tony Dungy 73, third is Matt LaFleur at 67, and Don Shula has 67. Again, most wins in their first 6 seasons with the team. Matt LaFleur is top 5 in NFL history, tying the GOAT, Don Shula.
Put some spec on Tupac LaFleur's name.
We need to add a 4th lung dart in there somewhere.
Yeah, we got to get him another one for sure.
He deserves it. You kidding me? All right, that's pretty much the defensive stats. Of course, Zane Anderson with the interception. You love to see it. Like I said, I think Coach Lynn said should have had 2. Keyshawn Nixon, 1 return for 38 yards. Brandon McManus, boys, 4 for 4 on extra points, 2 for 2 on field goals with that long of 58. I think he's only missed 1 field goal this year. We need to pull the stats. He might be leading the league in field goal percentage. I mean, how many field goals does he kick now? And he's only missed 1? Emilio over smiling. He must have found a deal on a new microphone. Look at him.
No, the chat's cracking me up. Absolutely.
Oh, I think it's fixed. Is it fixed?
You fixed it.
Yeah, I ripped it out of the wall, plugged it back in.
What did the chat say, Emilio? Can we put it on the screen?
No, the chat was the chat had me cracking up. So they said Greg Rice said E is in the darkness. Can't put that one up. Greg Capel asked if I could drop a few lines to buy you a drink. AFM asked, when did I learn to play the invisible harmonica? Raiders said his mom kicked him out. Joseph thinks I'm in a gutter.
I like it.
And AFAM said, mute me. We'll see you next week. And Raider says, I'm officially a robot.
There you go.
You think God never farted?
Caught up. Yeah, we're all caught up. Gray Matters 2006. We'll just cover Emilio up since his mic can't work. All right. I want to see 23 hitting gritties again next week. It's a good time to come back, boys.
Took it down the sideline, turned over with my guys, gave the football to a little kid wearing 23.
And look at this, boys. Listen, this is going to be controversial. We're going to put it up. Hardy the Prophet with the super chat. Thank you, sir. Matt's win percentage in December is better than Vince Lombardi. Is that what he's saying?
Yeah, that was on TV. I think he was like 860.
That is wild.
Added to it with the win tonight, so
unbelievable, man.
Just a few days after the anniversary of Coach Lombardi's last game as a head coach as well.
Right.
Crazy.
It's all coming full circle, man. Love it. H.E. Solder with the super chat. Thank you, Bub. He says, if Watson is seriously hurt, can the Packers stretch defenses going forward?
They sure can. Jaden Reed, Bo Melton, Tay Wicks. No problem. No problemo.
Listen, I think it will hurt the Packers offense. There's no doubt about it. But again, what you don't see with Matt LaFleur's offense, in my opinion, as very often, you don't see guys having to make contested catches, right? Like the throw to Jaden Reed tonight, it was underthrown. That's the only reason it was contested. He was schemed open. The throw that Malik Willis made on the corner route, schemed open. Tucker Kraft, butt naked through the trailer park.
Yep.
Like, I'm not as concerned about it in that regard because we are throwing to open receivers, not, hey, that guy's 6'5" and he's blazing speed. Let's throw a jump ball to him. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Now, last week you seen the back shoulder throw, but those back shoulder throws can be thrown to Romeo. They can be thrown to Jaden Reed. I have confidence in that. What you may see is more Bo Melton to stretch the field. Right. Because Bo Melton, many people don't know this, Bo Melton had a faster 40 time than Christian Watson. So
did you see?
You got tight ends that can stretch the field too.
Absolutely.
You got Musgrave, Tuck Norris.
Do you know how many snaps he got, Emilio?
He got 8.
8. There you go. We said 5, didn't we? Is what
we said 5 to 10, right? Something like that. Yeah.
So
awesome.
Good deal. So Soder, I understand the concern there, but I think we'll be okay, man. I do.
I mean, you saw Bo on that one where Jordan dirted it on that flat route, that little slant flat, I think it was. I mean, he would have been gone. You just get the ball to a fast guy in space. I mean, you spread him horizontally. Yeah, we can eventually stretch him vertically, but even just running the route concepts, like you saw Tucker being butt naked and Jaden Reed running that slot cross, those are concepts that's just going to get him open. You don't have to be a burner as long as you have somebody running that streak route.
Yeah,
safety
but
still
to
got
your
to go.
point, you're right. We're still going to miss a beat without a guy like Scoot. I mean, the offense is you're going to see a dip, at least a little bit in momentum.
His average yards per catch is just crazy. Like, you know what I mean? It's an explosive play waiting to happen. There's no
and they worked all of them in that needed to get touches in the receiving game into the running game. It was jet sweeps, a touch pass, a reverse. I mean, it was everything just to get these guys involved. If we're not going to pass the ball all the time, we can still run it and still get the ball in their hands. I'd rather them kind of run that if they. If they're hitting their blocks and everything, I'd rather them run a reverse or a jet rather than a bubble screen sometimes.
Yeah.
Again, I like the jet sweep to Bo early in the game, right in the middle of the field where we like it instead of, inside the 5-yard line getting cute. That was a nice touch tonight.
Yeah.
Eddie was in his bag tonight, man.
He really was.
Hey,
man.
Yep.
Soder, thank you so much for the super chat, Bo. We appreciate you. Greg in the chat, Emilio said change it back. I kind of like the E-pain effect. So.
I'm going to have to go back and listen to it, see what it sounds like.
Here's the guy.
Greg Rice thinks we should pull some money together and make it a full-time thing.
Hey, we can make that happen. Make that happen for sure. All right. Anything else we want to hit on here, boys? Anything at all?
No. Let's see. Coach asked on Fitzpatrick looked solid tonight. How many snaps did he have? Prelim coach, he was at 26 snaps. He actually got a lot. At first, I thought it was Musgrave that was in, but it was John Fitzpatrick. They got the same kind of white gloves, sort of wrist tape look.
What about Sims?
Sims, he had 13.
So they went to
so real quick, the issue is our tight ends. Luke Musgrave was a 52-2 with 8 snaps. John Fitzpatrick was a 52-2 with 26, and Ben was a 45-5 with 13. I think those are all early, though. Wait for them to go back in on the gradings just to see if they don't like it. But, yes, it was Fitzpatrick at 26, then Ben Sims at 13, Luke at 8.
So they took snaps from Ben Sims to give Musgrave some looks, it looks like.
I think so.
Yeah.
And they worked him in on a little bit. He had 6 passes and 2 runs. So obviously we knew that coming back, we wanted to run routes. We want him. He on that, I think it was that Romeo Dobbs dig route. He was the one that was streaking and pulled the safety up.
Yep.
There's another fast guy right there. If Christian Watson isn't in, you can always run a streak route with Musgrave. Get a mismatch, and if the safety doesn't cover him, throw him the ball.
Yep.
There you go. Shazambi in the chat asking for the email. I just topped it in the comments there, but you should have it. It's PackersTotalAccess@gmail.com. Appreciate you, man. All right, boys. Anything else? I think we covered it pretty well here, and we'll be right back at it here in a couple hours. We'll be going live at about 8:30 a.m. Central Time for a little Good Morning Lambeau, a little Victory Monday edition. We'll get the locker room speech from Matt LaFleur. We'll kind of run through some of the early information that we got. Probably get some of the tweets from people that were in the stands, stuff like that, and we'll begin this Victory Tuesday on Christmas Eve. Tim, you got anything else, man?
Yeah, one other thing.
Just here to tell you, Packers back.
You heard it from a fan right here.
So smooth. Like
it is smooth. Amelia, what about you, man? Anything at all?
No, man. That Happy's defense is alive and well, man. I'm glad that they're here. I think they're here to stay. We were building towards it all year. This is the one that we needed first of the season of 2024. I think that's something you can hang your hat on, right? Moving forward for this defense. Hey, we were the only team this year to hold somebody to 0 points and with turnovers. I mean, it's not like they had chances in the red zone. They got down the field. We just made sure they scored no points. Didn't even get them a chance to go field goal. So I love it, man. That's exactly what we needed. Just keep building on it.
Yeah.
Amen. Great momentum going into Minnesota for a tough divisional game on a short week. I love it.
Yeah. All right, guys. That's it. Packers get a huge win here once again against the Saints, 34-0. They are now in the playoffs officially. Tomorrow morning, we'll give you the updated playoff picture, kind of show you what's at stake this coming week across the entire NFL, how it's going to play into the seeding. But step one, check the box. We're in the dance, baby. That's what it's all about, right? Having a shot to win that Lombardi. So we will continue to inch towards increasing that seed and maybe getting a little bit more favorable matchup. At this point, though, I kind of see what everybody was saying yesterday. I don't care who we play. Let's just go out there and play some ball, man.
Right.
When they show up like they did tonight, when they show up like they did against Seattle, hey, anything can happen, right?
That's right.
So let's, I love it. Tad Samato replay just started on the NFL Network. Good thing to fall asleep to, boys.
Run it back.
Tim,
I love it.
Yeah, Tim, Amelia, I appreciate y'all, man. This was a lot of fun.
Did you want to hit these real quick?
Oh, yeah. Just run back real quick. Let's do that. Shout out to all the super chats. CJN, Biz 1987, Chris C, Mike Hebring, United Bates with the big dono, Bernie with the big dono, Chris C again, H.E. Solder. We got King Tron, Jordan Taylor with the big one. Appreciate you. Not that you don't know. Seth Bruder with the super chat. We got King Tron with the super chat. Randy Cleavers with the $9.99. Hardy the Prophet with the super chat. And H.E. Solder again. You guys and gals are awesome. Thank y'all so much for supporting the show. We will be back tomorrow morning for Good Morning Lambeau. Tim, help me out here, man.
For those of you listening on the pod,
thank you for making us a part of your day. As always, let's go out and be the change we want to see in the world. Go, Pack, go. And listen, boys, do some crunches. Don't be like this guy, okay?
And we go. We out.
We're out. Bye, guys.